We should
call that a bust. Call that a bust.
Call that a bust.
Call that a bust.
With busting. Is there a bust happening?
But any tight would be ready to bust. It's ready to bust. If it's crammed, it's ready to bust. If it's tight, ready to bust.
Oh, my balls. Busting.
Freedom to bust. Busting was easy before, now it's easier. Bust on the module straight out of the box. And we loved it so much, and we busted when we saw them. We busted. Pop that sucker and bust on it. Collapse into the pump bust cycle strat.
Oh yeah, the pump bust cycle. Busting disbelief. Busted now.
I'm horny for facts. I want to bust on facts. Guys, we've got the busted pumps. Busted pumps. So we've got the busted pumps to show you guys. Maybe we'll have the busted pump owners on.
Bust your ass.
That's
balls.
okay. Hey, and I'm sorry.
He busted. Busting with...
Christmas came a little bit early.
This is busting the yellow curtain.
Not to bust the segment.
To bust arc so as to not bust too quick or hard.
Tension to bust arc is another element that we employ. We want to bust. Allowed to bust. We gotta wait to bust.
Tension to bust arc.
You must like to bust. We get busted. Because I busted in preparation for this stream, and I will bust more now and later. The creator of the Busting Verse, superhero universe. The Busting Verse is so cool. Yeah. So this is the creator of the Busting Verse. The Busting Verse might be my favorite. Mr. Bust.
Bust Queen.
Bust Queen. Buster used to be considered an insult. Look at us now, proud busters, busting, holding off, getting ready, edging up to busting, and busting hardcore. Busting! Broken in and busting like busting crazy tricks. He was coming out busting so hard.
If you get too excited, you'll bust.
Let's talk about the busting universe. Bob is busted on the Horner's head and busting a swell. Now they're gonna bust their arms and legs. Already busted.
So long, Buster.
We just busted. We just busted Beast Style. We just busted with an incredible YouTube short. Yeah, I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna bust for sure. I need truth telling.
For summer blockbuster. I got a new Dustbuster. Dustbuster, we can try out the new Dustbuster during Pater's Pop.
Yum, pump, bust. Something in busting to match. Get a bust to pump, don't pump to bust. When we talk about busting, we do want to be busting. Pump to bust, you can get hurt. If you pump to bust, if you try to get a pump in order to get that bust as an end result, and that the bust, pump into bust. Bust in order to pump. Bust so that you have to go back and pump.
I'm ready to bust. That's gonna bust my ass if...
Bust my chops.
His points were busting at an incredible rate.
All right, so first off, let's look at these busts here. Not too many busts. Busts. Busting. Bust there. We are busting. Few busts. Busts. We're busting. Busting a lot. Busting.
My wife and I were totally busting. My wife was busting. We were both busting so hard, crying and busting, ha ha ha.
They're called the Busters, I think. It's called the Busters or the Busters. Bust our chops.
Buck Bust Riches. So let's start off with Buck Bust Riches.
Buck Bust. Buck Bust Riches.
Buck Bust, so...
Balloon Man is busting.
Gosh, I don't know how you did that without busting to that beat.